Thank you very much, Victor Howell. Our partner, Deuce McAllister, joins us. Boy, so many numbers. It's unbelievable. Not only does he break the record, but this is vintage Drew Brees on prime time, and he's not happy with just the record. You get the win and all these numbers. I mean, calling this game, are you just continuing to be amazed by what
you
he
get
does?
lost? You try to find the words, you know, to try to describe it in a perfect way, and I don't know if you ever find the right words, and it's just something that, man, you just try to enjoy it. You know, that's one of the things me and Zach talked about, just try to take it in, because I don't know if we'll ever see anything like that again. He had one throwaway. And, you know, he goes back, and even on that play, he probably should have hit Mike Thomas. He came open late, and he threw the ball away. And, you know, he was just on fire. He saw when they were bringing pressure, and the Colts were just like, hey, look, we can't sit in zone anymore because he's carving us up. They were bringing pressure. He still carved them up. I mean, he sees he has a nice job movement in the pocket. And so this was vintage Drew Brees all day.
He breaks the yardage record on prime time. He breaks the consecutive games with a touchdown on prime time. I mean, Deuce, he was injured this season. It was almost like this night was meant to be.
Well, I mean, if he's not injured, this record is already broken.
Exactly.
And so it all happened, you know, the right way and for a reason. And so, you know, I'm just happy to call him a friend and a teammate. I mean, because if you're mad, it's Traquan Smith. You're the person that's mad, baby, because he not only did he catch the yardage, but he would have caught the touchdown record if not for the pass interference, which I do not think was a pass interference. I mean, it's a tough call. It's a swim move. They teach it, you know, and those defensive backs, you know, bless their heart, because they were on skates that whole game, you know, trying to cover people. We talked about, hey, look, maybe they'll double Mike Thomas. At one point, there were 3 guys on him. Guess what? He still caught the ball.
Right.
And so, you know, at one, he said, man, he's going to have 15 catches tonight. And he didn't end up. They stopped going to him. They didn't need him. But, I mean, it was just an amazing performance by that offense. And then hats off to that defense as well.
Unbelievable.
I know they were upset that they gave up the 7 there at the end, but, you know, you still held them under right at 205 yards, total offense.
I'd like to get you for a little perspective. You have been with Brees since he's been in New Orleans. You saw what he went through to get back from that shoulder injury. If somebody would have told you back in 06 that, you know, all these records would be broken and we're in 2019, what would you have told them?
No. Even before the Saints signed Drew Brees, me and he were over in Birmingham rehabbing together.
Right.
And so we were rehabbing together, and at that time he didn't know he was going to sign with the Saints. And so once it's done, you know, you try to get to know him a little bit better. Since we both came out at the same time in 01, you know, I'd been a couple circuits as far as, you know, to know him pretty good but not greatly. And, you know, just I remember just being in the weight room with him and some of the exercises that he would be doing and some of the things that he would be doing. I said, nah, I'm not probably going to try some of that stuff. You know, he's a bit big on the core, and I think it's the TRX, the bands, and those different stretches, and same routine every time. I mean, he's not going to miss as far as a workout or routine. It is the same. I mean, down to what I'm eating, you know, and as he's gotten a little older, he's changed that diet, but it's still something similar that helps him to be able to go out and do what he's doing at this age, you know, almost at 41 years old.
You know him very well. The way he celebrated after he broke this record, you know, I thought that was rare emotion out of him.
It was rare emotion, and it was basically a thank you. You know, I love you guys. I hate that I really have to celebrate right now during a game, just because it happened that way, but, you know, just very appreciative. And then, you know, to see his wife Brittany and the boys and their baby girl just be excited and happy, and, you know, man, it's a special moment.
This offense, you know, has had its ups and downs. The defense really carried this football team for a while, but the last couple of weeks, this offense is showing up.
They're peaking at the right time. I mean, they're peaking at the right time. I think Drew has 9 touchdowns, 12 incompletions over the last 2 weeks, and so, you know, if you don't have the penalty early on the first drive where they had to settle for a field goal, they go and score 7 right there. And I mean, it literally, they put so much stress on that Colts defense, from not only from a vertical perspective but horizontally, making them have to cover the whole field, and they were able to go over 100 yards rushing. And I'm telling you, they're close to breaking and popping some of those big runs there. And my only concern is, can they get some of those banged up guys back? You know, you lose Larry in that game, you have concern there. You know, how bad is that knee? Will Clapp step right in and fill? You know, Easton has been able to fill and help him out, you know, until Andres gets back. So, you know, can they keep it together until some of those injured guys get back?
Last question I have. I've been hearing this from Brees and frankly Peyton for weeks now. We haven't played our best game yet. Was this their best game?
Team effort wise, yes, but you can still go back and say, man, we could have did a little bit better here. We could have probably done something a little different here. But team effort, yes, I would say this was probably their most complete game. You had a block punt, and that was not even a rush. That was just an outstanding job by Washington being able to take advantage of how they were blocking him, and he gets his hand on the ball. And I think obviously they were solid in the field goal department. Thomas got a little work to be able to get a couple punts in. So yes, they did some good things, but they'll tell you, we still can improve a little bit more.
That shows how much talent this football team has. Well, listen, partner, I will see you in Nashville next week. I know it's been an emotional week with everybody back in town, and it's been a great game tonight. I appreciate your time.
Roman Harper, go home. That's my message to Roman Harper. Go home. I'd be so glad. Send him back to Charlotte. I love him like a brother, but I don't want to see Harper.
We all love Roman Harper. I think Shanley can add to that as we throw that back to the studio, Victor.